Okay, so if you're in product, you know the feeling. We're supposed to be in this golden age of data, right? But honestly, most of the time, it feels like we're just lost at sea, drowning in customer feedback with no idea which way to swim. So in this explainer, we're going to chart a course. We're going to find our way from all that chaos to features you can actually build, and build with real confidence. And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's the classic PM paradox. You have so much data, all these raw signals coming from your users, but it's just noise, a giant wall of noise. And what you're really hunting for is that tiny little signal hidden inside. You don't need more feedback. You need proof. You need that aha moment that tells you, okay, this is what we build next, and here's exactly why. And yeah, this is where it all comes from. I mean, look at this. It's not some neat little inbox, is it? It's a total fire hose, blasting you from every possible direction. You've got your user interviews, the NPS surveys, those random Slack threads that pop up, support tickets screaming for attention, sales call notes. Oh, and don't forget the App Store reviews. Honestly, just trying to juggle all of this feels like a full-time job in itself. So, what's the result of all that? What happens when you're buried under that avalanche of information? Well, you start to guess. It's as simple as that. You've got mountains of data, but zero time to actually mine it for that golden signal. And let's be real. In today's market, you're making huge bets with your engineering team's time, with our company's money, and guessing is a super high-stakes game you just can't afford to play.
The first thing we all do, we skim, right? There's just no way to read everything. So you do a quick scan, you look for some keywords, you pull out a couple of highlights, and you just kind of hope you got the main idea. But deep down, you're probably missing the real story, that critical detail that changes everything. And after that quick skim, what are you left with? Basically, a vague impression and your gut. And look, gut feelings are important, for sure. But are you really going to bet months of your team's hard work and literally thousands or even millions of dollars on a hunch? That's not just risky. That's a recipe for disaster.
And this is the stuff that keeps PMs up at night. You've made the call. It was based on a quick skim and a gut feeling. And now your team is committed. The resources are allocated, the clock is ticking, and it's all based on hope. You just hope you're right. But as we all know, hope is not a strategy.
Okay, but what if you could just trade that hope for actual proof? That's the huge shift we're seeing in product management right now. And that's where we're going to pivot from the problem to the solution. We're going to take a look at a tool called Concipe, which is basically built as a 4-step pipeline to turn all that noise into crystal clear direction.
So here's how it works, and it's actually a pretty simple process. Step 1, you ingest. You just connect everything, all your feedback sources, Slack, interviews, surveys, whatever you've got. Step 2, extract. Concipe just reads it all and automatically pulls out the important insights. No more manual tagging, thank goodness. Now, step 3 is where the real magic happens. Prioritize. It ranks opportunities based on actual evidence, not just the loudest person in the room. And then step 4, you ship. It even generates a full feature spec that your engineers can start working on, like right away.
And this is what I mean when I say prioritizing with evidence. You stop saying things like, I think users want this. And you start saying, this feature has a 92% confidence score because 8 out of the 12 users we interviewed mentioned this exact same pain point. I mean, can you imagine walking into a product meeting with that? That is a total game changer.
And this whole thing is powered by some really cool features. You've got evidence trails, which means you can click on any recommendation and see the exact user quotes behind it. No black boxes, total transparency. You can literally just ask it questions like, hey, what are our enterprise users saying about pricing? And boom, you get an answer with citations. Then you can generate a spec with one click. And because it's always in sync, you know your insights are always fresh. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Can't I just use ChatGPT for this? And you know what? That's a totally fair question. But the difference is, well, it's night and day. Think of a generic AI like a calculator, super useful for one-off problems. But Concipe is more like a fully integrated intelligence system. It learns, it connects the dots across all your data, and it actually gets smarter the more you use it. And this table here just lays it all out. A chatbot can summarize one interview transcript for you, sure, but can it connect that one interview to a survey you ran last month and then to a Slack thread that happened this morning? No way. Can it automatically rank opportunities based on all that combined data and trace every single claim back to the original source? That is the real power of a tool that's actually built for the messy, continuous world of product development.
So that really brings us full circle. The whole goal here is to stop building on hunches and just hoping for the best. The future of building great products, the whole idea we're talking about today, is building with undeniable proof that comes straight from your users. I mean, it really just boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. You can stop guessing and start knowing. Every decision you make becomes less of a gamble and more of a sure thing. It's that massive shift from guessing what users want to knowing what they need. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Picture your next roadmap meeting. You know, that big debate about what to prioritize for the next quarter. What would change? What could you build? And how much faster could you build it if every single one of your decisions was backed by clear, undeniable proof?